Hi everyone, and welcome to Jungle Girl Keeps It Real. Today I'm going to be talking about one of my all-time favourite plants to grow. Today we're going to be keeping it real with Hoyas. It's really important to understand how these babies grow in the wild, so I'm taking you on a walk along my Rainforest creek. Just look at this beautiful crystal clear water, and you can see how lush and green everything is through here. These rocks are constantly damp and covered in all sorts of ferns and mosses, creepers and loads of leaf litter. This creates a warm and humid environment, perfect for what I've come looking for. And here it is. Just look at this gorgeous flower. This is the native Hoya potsii, and it thrives in this environment. Take a look at how it scrambles up this tree. Like most things in the rainforest, it is searching for light. And take a look at these leaves. They are delightful, and these prominent veins and the gentle pinky bronze blush. What you can't see or smell is the beautiful fragrance wafting through the trees from these heavenly flowers. Hoyas are semi-epiphytic, which means they can grow in the soil and also in the trees, and sometimes both. Just take a look at this guy as he climbs up towards the light. I want to show you these advantageous roots that this plant has put out. It's taking full advantage of the nutrients and moisture it can take from this mossy tree bark. These roots help him to get a leg up, and this guy's on a journey that will eventually end way up in the canopy. Here is another awesome Hoya. This one is called Hoya australis, and have a go at these big glossy leaves. This guy also likes to climb. Check out this fella. He's gone all the way up this tree, and you can see the clusters of flowers dangling in the breeze. These guys will be pollinated by insects, and in a month or so produce these long pods that are filled with fluffy seeds that float away in the wind. This is a painting I did a few years back of just that event. Turns out, if I'm not growing plants, I'm painting them. Did you know that there are between 200 and 300 different species? Some have amazing flowers and others have spectacular foliage. There are also loads of cultivars. This cultivar, which is known as Hoya kerrii elbow marginata, now you can see it has these big heart-shaped leaves with this creamy edge. Now, a lot of people go wrong with Hoyas because there seems to be a bit of misinformation going around that says you can just cut off a leaf at this point and that will eventually grow into a plant. Now, the reality is that it will develop roots, but you'll never get a shoot from it. You might have seen these sold as kerrii hearts or Hoya hearts, but they'll only live for, a limited time. The shoots like to come from these little nodes right down in there. I don't know if you can see that. I've just pricked that and you can see a bit of white sap. You can just see that here, and that's where the new shoot's going to come from. So if you want to propagate Hoyas, you're not going to be able to do it with just one leaf. So this is a nice piece I've got here, and I'm going to use it to grow a few more plants. This long growing shoot, there's not a lot I can do with that. So the best thing for me to do is to give it the old chop here. All right, now I'm going to discard that. So what we need to develop our new plant is a stem cutting with a couple of leaves on. And you can just leave one leaf on, but I like to leave 2 leaves because I think this helps with the photosynthesis and until it gets established, with a root system. I'm just going to go ahead and remove that flower because I'm not going to need that anymore. And I'm going to chop this, giving about 10 centimetres of stem, okay? So this here is what I'm going to put into my propagating mix and will eventually develop a new plant. I'm just going to go ahead and make a few more of those. So here we are. I've managed to get 5 cuttings from that piece of Hoya. And like I said, I've got about 10 centimetres of the stem. Most of these have 2 leaves, but a couple only have 1 leaf. But it doesn't really matter. As long as you have these nodes at the base of those leaves, it's going to be able to sprout. Now with the Hoyas, I like to use a good quality propagation mix, something that's free draining. Just something commercial is fine, like a propagating or seed raising mix. And I tend to go straight into the pot, which in this case is a 12 centimetre black squat pot. These will root really quickly in the right conditions and will send out a shoot sometimes in a matter of weeks. So I don't tend to use a separate tray just for propagation. I'm going to go ahead and fill that, and you want it to be a little bit compressed, as this is what is going to hold the moisture to our stem and help it to root. This is a really free draining mix, and you have to remember that Hoyas need perfect drainage. Hoyas do not like wet roots, and they are semi-epiphytic, so you must remember that. I'm going to take my piece and place it deep into the soil, all the way through to here, because this is where we will get root development. And these little nodes are where the new shoot, or maybe 2 shoots, will emerge. So all this needs is warmth, and keep the mix damp but not soggy. And in a few weeks, this will send out a new shoot. So this is one I prepared earlier, they say in the trade. And I just want to bare root this to show you what's happened. You can see it's got a nice, healthy root system. So here we go. You can see where that new shoot's come from. I'm just going to give this a bit of a hose off. Hang on. So I've given this guy a good clean up, and we can get a real good look at what's happened here. You can see that a big, healthy shoot has emerged from the cutting just above the leaf, and roots have developed up and down the stem. You get some root development here underneath the leaves and really up and down the whole stem. So this is a really happy and thriving cutting. I like to think, and it depends on the Hoya, but in reality it's almost 100%, although some are fussier than others. What I've got here is a Hoya lacanosa known as Bella, and it's a beautiful little Hoya, cute, interesting leaves, and it produces beautiful pink and white flowers. It's one of my favourites. This is a bit more fragile in the sense that it has these softer stems, and although you can propagate these the same way as the Hoya kerrii, I tend to have greater success with making tip cuttings. So you can take the tip of a stem and just trim it back to here. Now new shoots will actually emerge from here. Now I'm going to go ahead and remove the bottom leaves very carefully. So this is the section I'm going to place into my mix. We'll just use the same propagating mix we use for our kerrii, and I'm just going to go and pop him in there, and again we push him all the way into where those leaves are. Firm it down around him. So what we are going to get here is this will form roots, and this stem will keep growing, and we'll probably see a few side shoots popping out of here as well. enjoyed this video about Hoyas and would like me to make more, then please subscribe to my channel. You can also find me on Insta and Facebook. I love making these vids, so keep the ideas coming, and most importantly, don't forget to keep it real.